Sorrentino chasing after the loose puck. He's going to have to deal with Power down low. Spears it around the boards. Caraher takes the left shoulder hit from Cummings. Beltrani goes in to help out. Busa returns it up top. Budagavolia's shot, and it's saved by Caradonna. Rebound off to the perimeter. Orked high and out of the zone. Here comes McNamara. He's going to be on a break. McNamara pulls up, looking for the trailer. Falcone was a step too late. Still holding on to it, now turning it over. Caraher, he's all alone. In on net. Scores! Ben Caraher, his first goal of the playoffs. 2-0 Friars.
What a turn of events, Kevin. Catastrophic for the Bulls. A jubilation for St. Anne's. McNamara has to slow up because of the great back check from Justin Norris. And that creates the turnover. Caraher's in all alone. And he's done this how many times in his career? None bigger than right there. Putting it roof city on Caradonna on the backhand. Incredibly hard to get that much elevation on the puck on the backhand. That close and tight made it look easy.
Right back to center ice. Smithtown Hauppauge down by 2. They'll send out a heavy checking line with Krikow out there, wanting to set a new tone for this game. Power gets it in the neutral zone, trying to send it by the 2 Friars that were streaking right at it. Power hits it over to Krikow, brings it past the blue line. Krikow has shot. One of the better looks that anyone has had so far for the Bulls.
And they've got a lot of juice. They've been just sitting on the bench the whole first period.
Norris fumbling with it, but does get it out. Ahead now for Carrasco. Stripped away by Ryan. The Bulls will clear the zone. Right back to Norris to shoot it in. Cut off by Power, so it's right back to center ice again. Smithtown Hauppauge, they really got to settle down. And Ryan, a reminder I want to give to everyone at home, the Bulls took a 2-0 lead in last year's game, lost that 9-4.
That they did, and again, the shorthanded goal you mentioned by Catalo was instrumental in sparking that comeback for the Friars. Smithtown Hauppauge are going to need a similar event to turn the tide in this one.
Dylan Schlicht leaving it off, and it will carry him over to Beltrani. Forward 2-on-2. Falcone will make it 3 past the blue and called offsides.
Tough for the Smithtown Hauppauge are just a split second late to these puck battles.
Sorrell had his pocket picked. It's ahead now for Beltrani. Plenty of room on the left side. Beltrani will drive. Net front, send it across. Falcone couldn't shovel it in.
Had to just use one hand to do that. Excellent play by Beltrani. Comes up empty.
Half this game gone by. Smithtown Hauppauge back into their own zone. Spires, a hell of a time right now against Catalo. Spires trying to break away. His stick just getting poked at repeatedly. Up the wall, Anderson plays it to space. McNamara breaks it in. Liam McNamara, how much more magic do you have? A turnaround shot blocked by Busa. Comes into the corner. Diorico playing give and go with Streitz. Spins it back around the boards. Marcus will be there first. Diorico plays it up the boards now. Plenty of room. Spires shimmies left, shimmies right. Spires in, feeding it across. Just hit by Busa. To the blue line again. Treitz has to hold the zone. Good pass to Anderson. Sent it middle. Diorico shot. McNamara scramble. Glove save. Valsic.
Oh man, best opportunity of the period for Smithtown Hauppauge. Starts with Treitz at the blue line, just keeping it alive. Sucks in the defender. And to just get the puck to the net. You got 2 bodies in front. Why not? And I thought that was going in 5-hole from my vantage point. Sealing it up, Valsic denying McNamara, keeping the Bulls ahead by 2. Pardon, the Friars up by 2 on the Bulls.
Valsic starting his 20th game of the season. He's logged 776 minutes coming into this one. McNamara with room, fires it, and wide over to the left. Another follow-up. Valsic will smother it on the left post, and we get something after the whistle. Valsic, he's saying that it was a bit of a flop from Smithtown Hauppauge with the way that his head went back.
Penalty in the game thus far, a high stick against Troy, and the Friars were unable to cash in. The special teams have not been a factor in this one tonight. And you see the imitation by Valsic. So I'm getting a look at.
Wasn't sure what to call that for a second, but Valsic, little bit of sportsmanship, if we'll call it that, trying to get under the skin of the Bulls. Again, when you see a team 9 times in the finals in 3 years, you're going to have a rivalry. Ryan, a shot, he'll hit off the skate blade of Ryan Riggins.
Yeah, Azaridi and Sorrell, the only players who have been a part of all of these games.
Carrasco wide, his shot saved by Caradonna, far out of his crease in order to cover it up. That's probably been the highlight for Caradonna's game, is just making sure those pucks are underneath him as much as possible.
Yeah, he's played a good game. Again, that was an excellent play on the second goal for St. A's. Carraher, beautiful breakaway move. Getting under that puck on the backhand. What are you going to do about that one if you're Caradonna? He's saved all the shots he's needed to.
Reedy almost had it into his grasp. Glove down by Miklich. Spins it around the board. Sorrell trying to protect it from Cummings. Met by Falcone, and he'll run over Falcone. Gets it to Kanza. Down low. Azaridi. Dancing middle. Caradonna. A great save off the left leg.
Got to have it safe for Smithtown Hauppauge. You have to score the next goal. You can't go down by 3.
Miklich will angle a hit into Beltrani. Falcone falling up, down low, a shot. Beltrani missed wide left. Penalty upcoming. That'll go against the Friars, and a door has been opened for Smithtown Hauppauge.
Here's that last chance for Beltrani. What a play by Falcone to draw the penalty and get that pass out in front. Beltrani knows he's got to hit the net there. And just prior to that, Jacob Caradonna working his magic. As I said, you can't allow another goal here if you're the Bulls. You're not going to get 3 past Valsic the way he's been playing. Caradonna holds his end of the bargain there.
5-on-4 upcoming for Smithtown Hauppauge. Beltrani will get it started over in the left circle. Power swings it back to Spires. Has room at the blue line. Back off to his left side. Powers walks it down. Rebound in front. Still loose. Diorico jabbed at it, but couldn't get it through. Diorico takes it back out. Straight away Spires. Snapshot paddler save from Valsic. Power tying up his man to keep the zone. Has up top for Spires. Walking it in and looks for Beltrani. Braden Beltrani settling things down. Sauces it over to Power. Walks it middle. Changes spots with Spires. Power from the right side. Missed it. Busa with an opportunity to clear, couldn't get it past Spires. Down to the goal line, onto the backhand, he'll curl. 40 seconds gone by and a centering feed. St. Anthony's found it first, and Buda Cavoli will skate it free. Opportunity to change as well, but the Friars will keep the same 4 out there.
Great play by Buda Cavoli and a centering feed. They just missed getting in front Beltrani.
Half the power play gone by. Power will enter it by dumping it in. Beltrani trying to meet Norris on the near boards, and it's instantly repelled by the Friars.
And this is the hardest part about a power play, is getting it back in the zone once it's been cleared.
Diorico will start to trot. Long pass goes in front of Falcone, and that stings. Down for an icing. Diorico just barely left it in front of Falcone. That will spark a line change for Smithtown Hauppauge, their secondary power play unit out. As Smithtown Hauppauge don't want to let this one get away from them with just 1:30 through the first.
Catallo, 2 goals and an assist in game 1. He is such a big game player. And of course the Friars, winners of game 1.
Smithtown Hauppauge trying to set up in the offensive end. Couple of bodies hitting the deck. Go back out to the neutral zone. Pass off and dumped in for Reedy. Hit the tape of Buda Cavoli to slow down the play. He'll weave around his own net. Falcone hot on his trail. Leaves it off, and Carrasco sends it to the neutral zone. Back for Power. Leads his team in playoff points. He's scored 4 goals so far. 2 of them have been the first goal of the game. But Ryan, we can't even mention that because Catallo's already cracked that egg.
Already cracked the egg. Power, only 2 goals in the regular season. What a performance he's put on in these playoffs.
Puck comes over to Spires. Has a man open. It's his defensive partner, Cummings. Twists it forward. Renfis has room on the left side. Gets through the blue line. Feathers it for Beltrani in on net. Valsic paddled it away. Beltrani with it again. Up top, Cummings. Room to shoot. Wrists it on net. Tipped around. Valsic got it in the glove.
Yeah, great net front presence here from Smithtown Hauppauge. This is how they scored all of their goals in game 2, either through a rebound or a deflection from the blue line or just traffic in front. There's the redirection as it went off the stick of Renfis, and a great reflex and reaction save from Valsic.
Back to the O-zone draw. Cummings will hold it in on the backhand. Sends it off the wall. Renfis looking for a shot on net, and Valsic once again not letting anything by him. Will glove it up and send his team back to the dot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that shot was going wide, Kevin, but Valsic not taking any chances. He looks locked in.
St. Anthony's students trying to get loud with a "We can't hear you" chant. Bulls fans a little bit quieter since that goal from Catallo. They need something to root for. Their team have provided a couple of big hits, but that's about it.
Team who scored first, Kevin, has won each and every one of these games.
Except the semifinals with Smithtown Hauppauge.
That's right.
So they've been the exception, but St. Anthony's is a different beast than KPC. Avlanitis in the corner, has Auerbach above him, leaves it behind, and it's swept up by Sorrentino. All three of Sorrentino's assists have come in this playoff series to determine the final. So Anthony, just like Catallo, a big game player.
Absolutely, was prominent in the All-Star game victory as well. Not that that matters at all.
Karaher on the near wall, almost turning it over to McNamara. Into a safe pair of hands with Miklish. McNamara spears it away from him at the goal line, trying to slide it out in front, straight to the tape of Karaher, and he'll bat it out of the zone. St. Anthony's will go for a change behind the play and an icing enforced.
I do got to say, I've liked the response from Smithtown Hauppauge after allowing the early goal. It can be easy for the momentum to really swing in favor of the team that scores that goal. Bulls have done a good job of neutralizing that with some offensive zone pressure.
Back for another draw, Diorico to the goal line quickly with it. Dips it off to the corner, gets hit from behind by Norris. Diorico with Anderson, trying to find this puck into some space, has Troy playing oversight. Knocks it back down low. Anderson leaves it behind him on the backhand. Good hit from Azzariti into McNamara, the sophomore staying with it. Swings it over to Diorico, lost it, and it's Catallo. Challenged by McNamara, turns it over to Power in the neutral zone. Anderson waiting for the reload. Walks it past the goal line. Over to McNamara. Deflected it on net, saved by Valsic. McNamara, Diorico, left circle. Shot on Valsic. Closed up the 5-hole. It's McNamara again, trying to find Troy up towards the blue line. Quickly pressured by Catallo. Puck over to Power anyways, and Catallo got caught up high. That's going to be a power play, Ryan.
Yeah, Bulls are going to go to the penalty kill for the first time tonight. I mentioned at the start how important the power play and penalty kill for these respective teams was back in Game 2. Overall, in the series, the Friar power play hasn't really gotten many opportunities. They are, in grand total, 1 for 2 this series, 50%. Perfect 1 for 1 in Game 2.
So Troy into the box, 2 minutes. Friars to the power play, trying to find his second. Face off one, back to Budicavoli, rotates it, and it will be deflected out of play on the wrist shot from Catallo. Budicavoli at the blue line again. Playing catch and go with Catallo. Taking a couple of steps, swings it left. Budicavoli down the wall. Right back to him. Looking for options. Rolls it out to Catallo. Looking for traffic in front of the net. Deflected wide over to the left. Budicavoli getting it right back. Zach Sorrell with room to work in the slot, leaves it behind. Catallo walking in, the shot whistles across the front side of the crease. Budicavoli giving it down the wall. Spires pressing his man in. Caught up for a second, rotated back over Budicavoli. Sauces it to Catallo. Not a lot of penetration for St. Anthony's, but they're possessing well. Catallo changing his angle and once again missing wide on the front side. This time Karam's out of the zone and Budicavoli will go back for it.
Caradonna way out of the crease for that one, sort of out of position. Gets a little benefit of the doubt there.
Diorico stopping the controlled breakout on the near boards and forces St. Anthony's back into their own end.